Okay, so this is how you fix your leaking toilet. First thing to do is push the faceplate up, and then you can pull it away, like that. Then, to take this little bit off, there's some clips here that you have to turn around at 90 degrees, and this thing you have to lift up. And then you can take this whole thing off. Get these out of the way. Magic. Then what I recommend doing at this stage is take photos or videos like I'm doing, because this fits together logically. You should be able to work it out, but it makes it much easier if you filmed it when it's all together. So what you have here actually is there's this mechanism here, is via a couple of clips at the back here, which you have to unhook. One of them and then the other one. And when you've unhooked them, you can take this whole thing off. And then you can pull the mechanism out. Get ready to give it a little tug. And it bends around like this. It's a little bit tricky to get out. There you are, the whole thing magically pulled out. Now, what I think is the main problem is where this sits on the mechanism. It's supposed to be flush here. And this is very clean because I cleaned it. But before I cleaned it, I had a lot of this gunk on it, which had settled around the bottom and stopped it from sitting pretty. So take it out like this and clean the bottom. Clean the whole thing, I would, but particularly clean the bottom. And then if you videoed it and taken some film, you can reverse all of those steps, which I'll now try and do. The key thing at this point is this little plastic thing has to fit under the back to keep it secure. Next you put this in. You have to get these little things to hook under the two hooky things. So get that in first. Okay, so the critical thing here at this point is you need to get these two hooky things here to come through these two holes here. That hole and that hole, so inside the frame. But you also need them to hook over these things here, these two white hooks. So you've got to come up through here and over that white hook, and that's quite a tricky operation, which I'm now going to try and do. And you can see when you've got it hooked in, the toilet flushes. Okay, some more some minutes later as I'm trying to figure this out myself. See that yellow plastic thing at the back? I'm going to try and focus on that. That yellow plastic thing, just in the middle of the picture there, that needs to slot under the white, under the back wall to make it solid. So I'm going to just try and do that. Okay. Yellow plastic thing secured under the plastic sheet that's pinned against the back wall. And now you can put this white plastic thing into place. Okay, that was a bit of a faff. Can you see those two white plastic hooks at the back? I think those need to be resting against the back wall. And then these two hooks need to be sunk slightly. And then this thing needs to be just pulled over a little lip here. When you take this off again, you need to push these in. But for now, you need to check that when you push this, this is really solid inside the toilet. Otherwise, it will give way when you push flush. And then you put it back together again. See this white gnarly thing? There we go. That needs to slot into the bottom of those two holes that you can see there, and it takes a bit of a line. So you need to pull these yellow and white things through and then lock it. These two mechanisms on these two hooks on the edge are what allow the face plate to be tightened really snug against the wall, which is what you need, otherwise it won't work. And at the moment you see it's a little bit loose. So one thing you can do is tighten it using a screwdriver here, I think. I've just broken it. Don't do that. Anyway, that's nice and tight now. Put this little thing back on. And then you lift this faceplate up from the bottom, like that, and pull it down. Magic. And something new, because I messed up putting this back together again. You can adjust the length of these things, and if they're too long, then when you put the faceplate back on, they're in a sort of permanent state of being flush. So you can twist them and then change the length. So I'm just going to shorten this a little bit. And then magically, when it's all finished, you can do this.